see, I need, I need to check that clock. Maybe you keep that clock where I can see you. Or you sit here. When it's 10 minutes ago, you're right, 10 minutes ago. So I see you. Hey, Nkechi, welcome. Welcome to Unplugged. Ijeoma, welcome. I'm trying to bring you on camera. Oh, great. Yeah, adding you now. I believe the connection will hold.
Hi,
Yay. There
good
you go.
morning.
This is the most
Uh,
seamless connection we've had.
Yes,
Yes, yes,
yes.
yes.
Hi, Julia. Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
I didn't
Good
have
to
time
see
for
you.
breakfast today, so I'm having my tea, chamomile
Oh,
tea.
I did. I did. I did. I did. I went walking, so I came back and I did more. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's healthy. That's healthy.
Mm,
So this is the first unplug we're starting right on time. I mean, I
mm.
tell you, when I saw the weather reports this morning, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my goodness, rain? No, not rain. We don't need rain.
We don't
You
need
know,
rain.
we don't
We
need
don't need
rain.
rain.
So we were praying, you see, and I were praying like, no rain, no rain, no rain. And then, hey, thank you, Jesus. Well, welcome.
Mm.
It's 11 o'clock on the dot, so we shall
Yes.
start. Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes. So I'll tell you something. Let me take you down memory lane a little bit. Yesterday I was
Mm.
cleaning out a box of old photographs under. You know how you stack things under in different corners, and under my this one I had a whole stash of paintings and things that I'd even forgotten
Mm.
because we moved house, and they'd been there for
Yes.
about 3 years. About 3 years.
Yes.
So I said,
Yes.
bring out the boxes. Suits had garnished and decorated everything,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
brought them out and we're looking through, cleaning the photographs one by one. And I saw one that I didn't take with you, incidentally, but it was on the day of my mother's funeral.
Oh my
And I
God.
don't know if you remember that day, that I
I
was a
do.
mess. I was a hot mess. I couldn't even put my hair. I remember trying to put my hair together, my scarf, and nothing was working. And you just said, Jay, sit down. Jay, sit down. I'll take care of it. And trust me, I did what you did on that head. It's something I would never have done, even at my best. So I remember that, and it made me smile. It made me really think about the fact that sometimes where we are going is something that we started a long time ago. Hey,
Mm.
Tony, calm down.
Hi,
Yes,
boss.
so
Okay. Hi, Tony.
hi,
My former
Tony.
Oga.
Yes.
Oh, that's my former Oga.
You won't tell
That's
them
my
I'm your
former
former Oga.
Oga. Hi, Tony. It's true now. Tony was my boss.
Oh, yes, sir.
He was.
It was. So that was something that I don't know if I ever thanked you for it, but thank you. Thank you.
Oh
Thank you
no,
very much for
you
that.
you
Thank
you
you.
don't have to thank me. I mean, I could as well remind you of how you came all the way to Omok. Not once, not twice. I mean, my mom. Um, hmm, it's actually exactly 10 years we buried my mom,
Yes.
and that was in July. So next month it will be 10 years, and there's
10 years.
always rain. I mean, the day of my
Exactly.
mom's funeral, I don't know, it
It
was
was
as if the
amazing.
heavens just opened and it
It
just
did.
poured and poured and poured. I mean, if it wasn't that it was my mom's funeral, I don't think I would have come out,
I
honestly.
think we all got
But
soaked. We all got
it was
soaked.
that kind of rain. It was that kind of
Yes.
rain that did not, that is umbrella. It was not a case of bring out your umbrella. It was
No,
just
because
pouring.
we brought out an umbrella and the umbrella just went, you know how it just flips up like
Exactly.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't just the weather. It was at that time when Omok, River State Omok, when the security situation had
Yes.
started, you know, going
Deteriorating.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, because I remember that, the night before, even that morning, I was on the phone sending out, travel advice. Oh, don't take this route, travel by
Yes.
this road, oh, that kind of thing. So I'm usually so grateful when I think about it, that my friends came, you came, but I think that at the end of the day, that's what friendship is
Ah, you
about.
have a fan here. You and Kester sat as judges for MTN Fashion Week show. And it's great to see you. Hi, Kester.
Hello, Kesta. I'm trying to remember.
MTN
I
Fashion Week
think
show.
I think I remember that. That must have been like in my British
About
Council
8 years.
days.
Yes,
I'm trying to
yes.
remember. Yes, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember.
Kester, she
Hi.
doesn't remember you by the end of this program. Please go and look for her.
No, I think I remember him. I think I remember him. He's one nice boyish guy like that. If I,
Hey,
if
there
I
you go.
remember. Hi,
There
Leah.
you go,
Hi,
Kester.
Leah. Anyway,
So
so really,
our
it's
journey together has been an interesting one. Very, very interesting
mm,
one. I mean, we've
mm,
swapped positions, boss, friend, stylist,
mm,
advisor, co-moms,
mm,
etc.
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
but
mhm.
I think your own journey has been interesting from copywriter, then you moved into the social engineering NGO space, and
Yeah.
then you worked for an international agency, and then right now you're fully in entrepreneurship. What
Mm.
informed each step of your journey? Was it intentional or was it incidental?
Um, some of it was incidental and some of it intentionally. I mean, intentional. You know how they say that sometimes the universe conspires, you know, to to support a dream that you have, to bring it to life.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So if I mean, I didn't. There was never a time when I thought, oh, I want to be a copywriter. I didn't even know that such a profession existed. I didn't even know. Yes, I didn't even know. I mean, after studying English in school, after reading so much, there was just so much that I knew, just from having read, so many books. So I didn't even know that that was a skill, that was something that I could harness and say, oh, this is a proficiency, that I could now put to a job.
Yeah.
But I was talking with my big sister then, Nkiruka Hariseze, one of those days, and I was talking with her and we're talking about, she wanted to know how's your job hunting going, and she looked at me and she said, you know, advertising would be good for you. And I said, she says, yes. And that there's someone that I know, Julia Oku and Udeme Ufot. They have an agency. You should go see them, you know. And that was it, you know. And so I went to see, I came to Lagos, or rather I traveled to Lagos and then walked into SONU. And then Tina was at the reception, and Tina was this stern face, hello, what do you want? What are you looking
Same
for?
face softy. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I said, well, I'm here to see Julia Oku. And she says, oh, Julia Oku is not around. And I said, can I wait? She says, no, that she's on vacation. She's not around. And then I didn't know what to do. And then I remembered, and then I was standing there, and a member of staff had come to speak with Tina and mentioned the name Udeme. And then I quickly remembered that the other person other than Julia was Udeme. I said to Tina, okay, I'd like to see that Udeme. And she gave me one look again, like, like, okay, sit
Make
down,
up your mind.
wait. Yes, and wait. And so I waited, and then eventually I went upstairs to see Udeme. And I said to him, look, this is why I've come. I'm looking for a job. And he says, okay. And he says, well, that the first step will be to take a test, and then we'll take it from there. I said, okay. And he says, okay, that am I ready to do the test now? I said, yes, it's fine. I'll do it now. And so I then went to meet Elsie, and Elsie put me in some boardroom, meeting room, and, you know, put the test before me.
We tried to
And I
intimidate
did
you.
that. Yeah. I mean, even Elsie was stern. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody was, you know, formal. You know, everybody was formal. And I did,
We were
you know, and I
business. We're
did,
serious.
yes. And then I did the test, and then I was done. And she said to me, you'll hear back from us in about 3 to 4 days time. I said, okay, fine, thank you, you know. And then I left, and then I went on to Allen Avenue and went into the stores doing my favorite pastime, window shopping and all that, you know. So eventually, maybe like 2, 3 hours later, I got into, you know, I got home, and as I got into the house, the phone was ringing. I mean, this was like the days before mobile phones, so it was a landline.
Yes.
And so the phone was ringing, and I pick up the phone, and and someone says to me, this is Elsie from SO&U. Can I speak with Ijeoma? I said, oh, speaking. You know, I was literally out of breath because I had run. And she said, well, I'd like to tell you that you did very well in the test. You scored, I think she said maybe 92%, you know, in the test. So we'd like you to come back tomorrow for a chat with the MD. And I was like, oh, wow. I said, of course, I'll be there tomorrow to have a chat with the MD. and so the next day, I put on my best suit, you know, looking all spiffy, clean, you know. And then I went, you know, to have this chat with, you know, the MD. And then I took one look at me, you know, he literally did like an up to down. And then he whispered, he said, the salary is not plenty. That this your suit you're wearing, that the salary is not plenty.
That's quintessential Udeme.
and, you know, because he really didn't look at me, you know, because you know how you put on your best, you know, I come
Exactly.
out really, you know, and then he looked at me. He said, that's your salary is small, or it's a small salary. And I said, and I said to him, that's fine. And so, you know, and so that's how I started with SO&U. So I did that for about 3.5 years. And then I started to get maybe a bit restless. And I think sometimes it's also in that time being exposed to other things. You know, some of our work had brought us in contact with, you know, some not for profits. I started to think about other things, and I started to think, maybe it's time to work in another sector. Again, I wouldn't tell you that I sat down, did a business plan, had everything, you know, in place. No, I didn't. In fact, a friend of mine then, Peter, you know, Peter said to me that usually when people make decisions like this, you probably save like 2 million naira in your bank account. You probably
People
settled
tell me that all the
everything.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I said to Peter, I said to him, because I remember that it was one evening, it was almost like, like you're leaving town, so let's all get together, friends, hang out. And I said to Peter that no, but that all I can tell you that what I have is in my head. That's all I said to Peter. It's not in the bank. It's not in the bank, but what I have is in my head. And so that was it really. I came back home and just started talking to people who I knew. I talked to you, and I know you gave me some leads.
Some leads,
Go
yeah.
talk to this person, go talk to that person, just to to help you clarify things in your mind, and help point you, in the right direction. And which is what happened. And eventually, when I thought about what exactly I wanted to do, what was it that was what was it that was pressing in my mind? What was the need that I needed to, work towards? And I found that, it was just reading. It was just reading, because when I think about myself, I can't tell you how many books I read. I can't tell you, and I can't quantify what that, gave me. So to think that there are people who cannot even read, I mean,
Yeah.
let's forget about the fact that, okay, let's say you don't have the titles, you don't have the kind of
EJ,
books
EJ,
you want to
I'm
read.
going
That's
to
a
stop you
different thing.
there and ask you,
Yeah,
when are you going to pick it up again? Because you see, the need, you've touched on something that is really close to my heart, and that is
yeah.
education, literacy. When
Mm,
are you going to pick that back up? Because we need to pick it back up in our states, starting with our
mm.
states. We have to.
I've I have I have thought about that. I have thought about
Yeah.
that. And then it's not a closed door for me. I can't give you a definite, but I do know that, just like we've talked about intentional, and then, things just happening. I
Yeah.
know that when I think back, I know that every stage that I've been in has been like a preparation for the next stage.
Yeah.
Every step that I've taken has been like preparing me, equipping me for the next, you know. So when I think about now being in my 40s, what I'm doing now, I sincerely do believe that even this
Girl,
is
you're old.
preparing
I knew you
me.
when you were in your 20s.
I'm old. I'm old.
You're
I'm old.
old.
I'm looking at 50s in front of me. 50s in a few years.
Ah.
Yes, yes. So, mm, yeah,
Okay, all right. So we'll keep that on the middle burner, not the back burner. We'll keep that on the middle burner and see
yeah.
how it goes, because the need is great. So let
It
me go
is.
to where you are now, because many things, whether it was intentional
Hello,
or
Isabel.
incidental.
Hi.
Hi Isabel, hi Ebiara, hi Jerry, hi Moji, hi Sissy, hi UC. Hi, everybody else. Ochuke. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. Kesa, she says you're a butter boy. Please confirm or deny. We don't know.
Sorry?
Confirm. You said that Kesa is Ajabota. So
I think
I want
so.
you to
If
confirm.
he's the person that I think, if he's the person that I remember, yes.
Okay.
I remember. I am definite that I remember him.
Okay. Okay. But he remembers you. And then
Yes.
I so now you're in this lifestyle and stylist place. So I need to ask you some
Yes.
simple questions for minds like me who depend on other people to help us look good.
Yeah.
What's the difference between lifestyle, styling, and fashion? I see them. Are they three separate doors? And behind which door do you stand?
Okay. Um, the three separate doors. especially styling. I would put styling on its own, then
Okay.
perhaps fashion and lifestyle, Um, styling is basically the putting together, the actual putting together, of looks,
Oh my
So
goodness. Sorry. I'm sorry. He said he had just gotten back from the UK there, and the Ajeboish lifestyles were intact.
lifestyle was intact. Okay. Okay, I see that. I see that. That means I remember the right person. I remember. That means I remember the right person. Yes.
Oh my word, that is so funny.
Okay, and I can see Jerry. Jerry is trying to remind me of her leggings.
Yes.
It's still
Yes.
in my notebook. Okay, it's still in my notebook. Okay, yeah. So back to your question. Fashion
Yes.
is, I mean, basically about um, the actual clothes, shoes, I mean, that whole industry,
Like what's on
that
trend? What's on
like what's
trend?
on trend,
Right.
that like
Okay.
what's on trend. So, I mean, this season in, this season out, what's coming in, what's going, and I mean, what is, I mean, some things will always be there, what we
Yeah.
like to call our classics. So that is all fashion. That is all fashion. The garment industry, leather goods, everything, that is all fashion, you know. But lifestyle is, I think it's everything. It's from where you live, what you eat, you know. It's entertainment. It's in fact, lifestyle is like a massive big industry. There's a lot that is in there. There's a lot that is in there. So from
Okay.
furniture to perfumes to jewelry
Oh,
to
perfume is also
travel.
part of lifestyle.
What? Sorry?
I didn't know perfumes are part of lifestyle.
Oh, it is fragrances.
Okay.
Fragrances, travel, the travel industry,
Okay.
everything. Everything
Oh,
is
so
everything is just in
it's a
there.
catch-all. Yeah, it's a big one.
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
it's a big
It
one.
is.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
Mm.
So where does styling enter? Is styling the door between lifestyle and fashion? Is that the middle door?
Styling is really, it's just how to put it all together,
Okay.
in a way that is really appealing, in a way that is also a reflection of that person. I mean,
Okay.
I would even think that the people who come in to do your interior, it's all part of styling. Not not
Yes.
not not everybody can go and buy furniture. If it was that easy, we would just go buy furniture and come and dump it, anywhere in the house. Not true.
Some do.
But it,
Some do.
yeah, it's so, even that aspect of having an interiors person come, to look at your colors, to look at your walls, so that's also what we do in terms of clothing. Looking
Okay.
at the individual, looking at your lifestyle. What is your day to day? you know are you someone who has a 9 to 5? What is your schedule? are
So
you
this
are you
actually
are
flows
you
from the
attending?
work and the character, the personality of the
And the
person.
character of the person, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, what are your social interactions like? Are you at
Okay.
parties? Are you at weddings every weekend? And then, even when you're at these places, do you like to be the one who everyone is looking at? Do you want to
Okay.
just come in quietly? You want to be, I usually ask my clients, what look are you going for? I usually say,
Okay.
what look are you going for? You know,
Okay.
sometimes I get a call to say, look, there's this event and we want to do them. I say, okay, when I want to do them, they say, yes, that is, we want to
That
do
we're
it. I say,
turning
okay.
up. We're
Yeah.
turning
So
up.
that enough, that to say, like, make we do them. That means this person
That
wants
is on
to
pepper
come
them,
into this
on the pepper
event
them
and
level.
pepper them. Yes, is
Pepper
that pepper
them.
them? Yes, they make we do them. Yeah. So and then some people want to come in, look classy, look stylish, but you don't want to take over the event. You don't want to
Okay.
steal, yeah. I mean, you don't
The
want to steal
thunder.
the attention from your celebrant,
Yeah.
for example. So you
Yeah.
just want to be a
Yeah.
classy guest sitting quietly, yeah. So those are, we look at all of those things and then we put a look together.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you really do. My first guest was Demola DSA, and
Mm.
I like to call him the architecture of music, of
Yes.
sound. And
Mhm.
there's a concept he introduced us to that I really love, which is the mashup, which is taking
Okay.
everything together, a little bit of music from there, and
Mhm, mhm,
creating something new. Is
mhm,
that
mhm,
kind of concept you're looking at, depending on what effects you want to have, and also depending
mm,
on the personality. Because if Demola were to do a mashup for me and is using some of the current people kind of
mm,
music, you know,
mm, mm,
I
mm.
probably wouldn't, I wouldn't. But if he did a mashup for me for music from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and some of the 2000s, yes, that would
Yeah.
be a perfect mashup because that reflects my
Yes.
personality. Okay, so is
Yes.
there? I've always loved that mashup one. I think I'd like to invite him to come back and talk about the mashup because it was a
Mm,
good one. Yeah,
mm,
yes,
the thing about doing that is it's also it's to be able to do that, then you have to know your client. So
yes,
I've been very successful doing that with clients that I've gotten to know and understand. So that even blindly, I mean, even I can have I can have known a customer, and then I know that, okay, I'm putting together, let's say, 4 5 looks together. This is probably someone who is in Lagos or Abuja. So she's not here with me to see what I'm doing, but I put together the looks and I ship them off to her, and everything is on point.
works.
Everything works because I've gotten to understand how this customer likes to look, what areas of her body she's comfortable with, you know. I mean, where she goes to, where would she be wearing these clothes to, you know. And so that's how come you're able to do a mashup, because you've gotten to understand what this person is about.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Why did you choose the name Fuchsia for your brand? I can see you're wearing Fuchsia. Hello, Fuchsia.
Sure.
Why did
In
you
fact,
choose that name?
I was gonna wear a white T-shirt. I was gonna wear a white T-shirt this morning, but then I thought, no, no, I want. And you see, the thing about color is it does pep you up. It does pep you up. So, white fuchsia. When I started thinking about my store, I mean, thankfully, I don't have one of those fancy names. I don't have like a Julia or a Geraldine or, I mean,
Hello,
exactly.
Julia.
So, yeah. So, so putting my name, out there was out of the question, because it was never going to be Ijeoma. It
But
was never.
you know my
So,
name now sounds like a Nollywood star, Julia Jacks. You
yes,
know.
it does. It does. It does. Yes, it does. So, why fuchsia? Um, when I think about fuchsia, I think about like a lush garden, a garden in full bloom, and then with fuchsia pink flowers, and
Okay.
the shade of pink for me does it. I've never seen anyone look bad in fuchsia pink. That's for one. And then just the sound of it, it just sounds that shh, shh. I just love it, fuchsia. No, it's lovely. It is honestly. When I mean, being a copywriter, when I was writing that, I had a notebook and I just kept putting down names. And then when I got to fuchsia, once I said it, fuchsia, I knew.
Worked. Yeah.
It worked. It worked. So it was just a question of finding out, is it available, you know, in the corporate affairs, you know, the other people who, and then once it was free, that was it for me, really. Yeah.
Okay.
We
have a couple of questions, and there's a little bit of back and forth coming off. But let me just speak to the questions here. I don't want to answer it for you, but I want to answer it for you. Like, what's the ecosystem in Port Harcourt or the South market? And that's from Kester. And I'd say that Kester, if the business, you know, the beautiful thing about what Ijeoma does is that she's not limited by time or space. She's not limited to Port Harcourt. She's not limited to Port Harcourt. And
that's what the internet and Instagram and WhatsApp has helped us, to do.
She had already been leveraging on the digital platforms before it became the fashion to do so. And I'll tell you something else that she's doing now, Kester. She's advising people like me on how to appear online, whether you like it or not. I know how to appear. I know what to say when I get there. But I would ask if I said, this is supposed to be relaxed. This is supposed to be relaxed. Is this a relaxed look, or do I need to throw a jacket on? And I do ask her that kind of questions. And I believe that's another income stream, because there are many people. There's some people I know she's told me about that. Some people were going to take up government positions, all of a sudden being moved from one sphere of life to another sphere of life. And they had no idea what to wear. And they were taken to her to be put together. And those things are things that you can do either in real life. What I actually do is that I take pictures of my wardrobe and I show her and say, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing next. Not parties, nothing like that, but this is what I'm going to be doing next. What should I wear out of all of this? And she gives me a response right away. So there's a consultancy coming on, and that is something that you could charge for, because trust me, many of us need that. Parties are becoming virtual. And trust me, if it's a birthday party or any other party, I will dress up for it daily, all the way down. So I will still need Kester. But I'm answering your question. Are you satisfied with my answer?
Is he?
No, I'm asking you, EJ.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I mean, I couldn't have put it better, really. People have said to me, I've had a few people say to me, "Oh, come open a store in Lagos, or come open a store in Abuja." But I'm very conscious of the fact that fuchsia is not just about selling clothes. Yeah. It's not just about having a store and having staff there, you know, to sell. I can tell you how many times, you know, I meet with customers who come in, you know, for the first time, and then we just spend an hour, 2 hours talking. We're just talking. I'm just getting to understand where they're coming from, you know, and then, you know, after then, it's a breeze. After then is a breeze, because after then I understand exactly what they're looking for, you know. And when I go out buying, I know that I'm shopping for this person, and it's usually I don't want to say 100 over 100, you know, but it's usually very good. It's usually very good. Very good.
Okay. I want to thank my friend and past guest Uche Ukpai for being here. Thank you
Yes,
very
I
much.
see him. I see him. Hi,
Thank you
Uche. We've
very
never
much,
met.
Lush.
We've never
Thank
met,
you.
but I watched your session. We've never met. Hi, Uche.
Yeah, his session was something else. My goodness.
Yes, yes, it was. It was.
Okay, so as a stylist, you've told us what value you bring to the table,
Yeah.
and what I see is that you're selling transformations,
Mm.
and transformations come with a lot of psychological evaluation and excavations. So you might
Mm.
find someone who thinks they're too skinny to fit into this, or find someone who is actually the body size should not fit into certain clothes, or you find somebody who feels that I am really too big and I can't look fashionable. How do you deal with the psychology of styling and lifestyle? How do you deal with that?
Um, you know, I'm someone who's coming from that place. You know, I'm 6 foot tall. For people who don't
Me
know me,
too.
I'm 6 foot tall. So growing up, there was it was difficult to find. I'm not just 6 foot tall. I'm size 44 shoes. So
Hello.
yes, yes, yes. So growing up, it was always a challenge. Okay. I mean, I used to fight. I used to have fights with my mom because she would want me to wear things that I didn't think that I looked good in, those dresses with belts at the back,
And bows
and those frocks and things like that.
and socks.
So exactly. I mean, even till I was even till I was in university, or at that point about to go to university, my mom would come back from America and buy me some crazy dresses. Some crazy dresses. Yes. So I think that was also something that helped me um, helped helped me in terms of the eye that I have,
Okay.
because I would usually look at something. I'm very much aware of body proportions. I'm very much aware of what would suit someone who has a tall, long torso, tall frame. I'm very much aware of petites. I'm very
Hmm.
much aware of someone who's big, you know. So and it's not just the big people who have issues, even people who are petite, people who are
Yes.
small, people who are small. I have customers who come in who are like really petite, and they're like, wow. They're like, well, first of all, I've never really been into any store where I would buy the kind of clothes that I like, you know, because I think usually people assume that, oh, small people, let's just buy them anything, you know.
Then they
But,
buy them children type clothes.
and then they buy them too. Exactly, 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 you know. And the thing is, even when you shop abroad, you know, it's still a bit tricky, shopping for people who are petite, because a lot of times the clothes do tend to look a certain way. And even, I mean, for me, I wear size 44 shoes. The shoes look like boots. They're ugly shoes, But I'm happy to tell you that I don't own one ugly pair of shoes. And so it's the same thing that I do for my customers, whatever your size, whatever your size. I mean, then in terms of the conversations that we have, it's usually interesting to just listen, you know, um, listen, and they tell you about, where they're coming from, how they managed to deal with their weight. Maybe they'll probably be wearing ugly clothes for a long time, and so this is what they're used to. Um, and then for me, I'm usually looking at people. I've met people and I just say to them, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, it may seem like I'm actually just running my eyes, you know, literally running my eyes up to down, up to down,
You're
up to down.
scanning
You know,
them.
but I'm scanning you. But that's because I'm looking at you and I'm already thinking, you know, thinking about your proportions and thinking
Okay.
about how to put you together. Yes. So it's just sort of conversations. I mean, I met someone shortly before lockdown and all that, early in March, and she had turned 40 and went straight into menopause.
Okay.
And her body size, she went from a US 10 to a US 16.
Okay.
So this was a big person I was looking at. And I didn't even recognize her because she had been to my store a couple of times to shop. And so she's the one who walked up to me and said, "Hey, madam, you don't recognize me." And so she talked about her frustration. You know, her body just completely changed. Her body just completely changed. She tried dieting, she tried exercise, she tried, and then, I mean, unfortunately, she wasn't even getting support, you know, from home. You know, sometimes she says, oh, her spouse would tell her, oh, what's the point? What's the point with all this? You're jogging up and down, you know, and all of that. And so she was down to wearing some nice, easy breezy Ankaras and just, you know, and
I,
so
I
when you
understand
had,
those easy vision cars.
mhm, yes, yes. So, so those kind of conversations, it takes a while. But the thing I always say, look in the mirror. You know, I always say, look in the mirror. And then, even when you think you don't look good, you know, it's just knowing the right kind of outfit, knowing what cuts. Even with pants, you know, not everybody will wear pencil cigarette pants. Not everybody will wear ankle length pants. I know you want. Not everyone will wear palazzos, you know. So it's just to know what will work for you. And the mirror is there, you know. A lot of times we're in the fitting room and then I just say, look at yourself from someone who is telling me, oh, no, I can't wear this. Oh, I've never worn this. Oh, I never worn this. And then when we put it on, I said, just look in the mirror. And you can literally see someone's face light up. You can see
Transformation.
someone seeing herself. Yes, you can see someone seeing herself. It's almost like surprise, you know. It's almost like surprise, like, you know, wow.
You know that look in the mirror thing? For those of
Yeah.
us who've gone through different body size, different
Mm.
body sizes over time, you know, it's hard to look in the mirror. I've had times in my life where I've just kind of coasted by the mirror. I'll just look at my face and say, okay, just let me just look at my face and making sure everything is okay, you know.
Mm.
But that look in the mirror is it's a really tough thing for women to do. It can break
Yeah.
you. It can make you, but
Mm.
I need to
Mm.
because you know I don't even try clothes on in your shop. I just take them,
Mm.
and then when I feel happy with myself, I wear them because
Mm.
I don't even want to know that the dress is so tight for me. I don't want somebody else to be there with that,
Um,
you know.
the truth is, Julia, not everybody will be skinny,
I know.
and yeah, not everybody will be skinny. And I can tell you, I mean, I was someone who grew up skinny, and I can tell you that for many years, I wish that I had more flesh. I wish that I was bigger,
Hmm.
you know. So the fact that people are skinny doesn't necessarily mean that they're happy with what they see in the mirror.
Yeah, I'd be happy skinnier. Like seriously.
You know, and then there's also the part about learning to accept who you are and where you are.
Absolutely.
There is, there is. I mean, when we age, it's not just weight we're dealing with. We're even dealing with our skin. We're even
Absolutely.
dealing with our
Yeah.
skin, you know. when you get to menopause, all kinds of things start going on with your skin, you know. So what are you going to do about that? You know, yes, you do moisturizing, you use your scrubs, you amp up, you know, your game, you know, your
Mm-hmm.
routine and all of that. But there's only so much that you can do,
You can do.
you know. I mean,
True.
I've always said that aging is a privilege that is denied to many. So on a personal level, I've always wished even to be older. You know, I always wish and look forward to my older years, you know. And so, you know, if I'm gray and wrinkled by then, so be it, you know. If I'm wearing silk boo-boos, if I'm wearing
I'm
boo-boos
sure
by
you're gonna
then,
be
I
gray and
see you, I
wrinkled.
see you. If I'm wearing boo-boos by then. But the thing is, if I'm going to be at that point where I'm wearing boo-boos, I'm going to wear the best boo-boos. I'm going to wear the most beautifully made
Girl, we
boo-boos,
are
you
not
know.
wearing boo boos. We shall be turning up.
We
We
shall be
shall be
wearing
turning
skinny
up.
jeans. We'll blow
We shall be
it.
turning up. Tina Turner is still turning up. We are turning up. Yes. Age appropriate turning up.
Yes.
Yes. Yes,
Mm,
but we'll wear
mm,
the boo boos. My friend Lara is on the show, and Lara makes the
mm.
most amazing boo boos. I think I'll get you one
Oh,
for your birthday.
wow.
I get you one for your birthday. Lara makes the most amazing boo boos and all other things. But Lara, you know your turn is coming, Sha. Okay, so don't tell me you're shy. That's the story. I always say I'm shy, not from you, but from this person I'm talking to now. You know. So I'd like to ask you, what is there a link between personal styling and personal branding? You came from the world of branding. So is there a link between personal styling and personal branding, lifestyle, and then the personal branding? What link would you say there is?
I think there's definitely a link. Even as
Okay.
individuals, we're brands. Even as individuals, we're brands. And the way that you carry yourself, the way that you speak, the way that you move, I mean, the way that you I mean, the way that you set up your personal space, everything about you. I mean, there are people who come into your home and see you and they say, oh wow, this is just so like you,
Yeah.
you know. There are people who see you the way you're dressed and they're like, oh wow, this is so like you. And so it's it is definitely, you know, connected, you know, your personal brand. I mean, there are people who come into my store for the first time and they were like, oh, that if even if they didn't know and they came in here, there's just me written all over, you know, all over this place. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
yes, yes.
There's a
So
certain kind of
it's
calmness because that is you. That is what
mm,
you exude. There's a certain
yes,
kind of calmness about you,
yes,
and when you step into Fushia, now you're in the middle of a very busy neighborhood, but you've created an
mm,
oasis in there, you know,
yeah.
and it's like
I
time
think
kind of
it's
it doesn't stand still, but it kind of slows down, and then
down.
we take our time and we are a little bit more mindful. We are little bit kinder to each other. We are a little bit more
Mm,
respectful to ourselves as
mm,
well. And I
yeah.
think that aura just from you permeates into them. Why am I telling your story? Bye. No, I'm not telling your story.
I think that even with the staff that we employ, you
Yes.
know, I mean, I know that in terms of how I recruit, you know, the people who work in my store, you know, I look at all of that. And so even if you don't have certain mannerisms, traits before you come, you will find that this is the culture of the place. So
Okay.
if you come thinking that you can play loud music and be on your phone and you know be dancing and you know, I said no, this is not here.
This is not the
You know,
place.
this is not the place for that, you know. So yes. And then, of course, I want everyone who comes in, I want every customer who comes in to come in and just feel like this is a welcoming, you know, this is a welcoming place. This is somewhere where you can, you know, come and try on your clothes. I mean, here we're down to, I mean, I know, I know that, I mean, I shouldn't be talking about what goes on in the fitting room, but hey, in the fitting room, you're safe. You're safe. You're safe. You're safe with us. You're safe with us. I mean, what's and all. I mean, hey, you're safe with us.
I I need to pause and ask, why do my friends come on this Unplugged and start making friends with each other? I don't know because Lara is selling market to Zenzi right now.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Eh? Sister
Mm,
Zenz and Lara, yes, you people are selling market too. I want my
yes.
cut too. I want my commission, Biko. I want my commission. Oh, Marcia, hi. Yoye, hi. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, 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 hi. Okay. So, different things have happened. We can't, yes, that's the way we roll. And you know
Mm.
who's next. And we'll be rolling that way next week. Trust
Exactly.
me.
Exactly.
We shall seriously
Exactly.
be rolling that way next week. You
Mm.
know. So we can't pretend that COVID-19 has not had an effect on our lives.
Yes,
Hmm?
it
How
has.
is it? Has it shut down your business? Has it opened up new vistas for you? How has it affected your business? Because I know you've done school uniforms in the past as well, and I
Mm.
guess you also want to. Hey, Anos! Hey, good to see you.
Hey! Hi, Onoye!
You know,
Hi,
so
Marcia.
hi
Yes.
Marcia, hi Marcia. So how has this entire pandemic affected your business?
Mm. It's okay. When we on the 25th of March, I decided to shut down the store temporarily,
Yeah.
um, so that we could all go home and you know, just stay at home and observe and see how this whole pandemic would, you know, um, pan out in terms of how it was spreading and all of that.
Mhm.
In that time, I still had a couple of requests, people who still wanted to come and shop. And so every time we came in every week, we would clean, you know, disinfect all of our surfaces and, you know, put on the face mask, safe distance, and all of that. So in terms of keeping the store safe, we're doing all that we can, okay, cleaning, and then we're also for example, my staff are not, they're not using public transport. I've just told them no, you know, thankfully, there are people whose commute is not too far from the store. We're all working. I told them this is the time to work. You know, we're just trying to limit. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So we're trying to
you're
limit
making
our
everybody exercise
exposure.
by force.
Thankfully, they're young. Thankfully, they're young. So, yes. So basically, we're just trying to limit our exposure, you know, because we know that it takes everyone. I mean, if there's a weak link, it affects everybody.
Absolutely.
So it takes all hands on deck to keep the space safe. Now, one of the fallouts of the pandemic has been, you know, the rapid, you know, fall of the naira. So we're at the point where today the dollar against the naira is 4.45 to 1. So starting, I'm looking at, I mean, when I started, the business, we were doing 180, 190,
Yeah.
even 170, to a dollar. So for a store like mine, where we pride ourselves in only stocking premium brands, good quality, and all of that, it's very challenging, and it's very challenging, and it just means that we will keep thinking, of new ways. We will keep thinking of new ways. The thing about challenging situations is that they make you think.
Creative. Absolutely.
They make you creative, they make you
Yeah.
think. So I have no doubts that, we will figure it out, as we go along.
Well, if
I have
Uche
no
is still on
doubts.
this platform, maybe we could still beg him to make those structured jackets
Mm,
that some of us are
mm.
still dying for. Uche, this is a plea to you. Think about those structured jackets for women. We need it. But I have a question here from Lara for you.
Yeah.
And Lara says, how do you deal with people trying on the garments?
The truth is that we've had very low traffic. We've had very low traffic.
Mm,
So, but generally, Fuchsia has never been a high traffic store. My customers, I mean, Julia, you and a few people will tell you, Fuchsia has never been high traffic,
just high
and
value. High value.
just high value, but it's
Yeah.
never been high traffic. Um, so at every point in time, there's probably just maybe one customer in here or two at a time,
No, but I mean
you
like the
know.
clothes, somebody tries it on and says, I don't want it anymore. What do you do with the clothes in this COVID
When
times,
we,
COVID-19
in
times?
this, we just set it aside. It's there. It doesn't come back into the shelf immediately. We just leave it there. We
Do
just
you
leave it
dry
there.
clean? Do you
No,
what do you do?
no, we don't. No, we don't, because I even though I don't have, we don't have actual facts, but we know that, I mean, if the virus is on the surface, there's only, a certain amount of time,
Okay.
that a virus can survive, and then so between always just generally cleaning and then just leaving the clothes out there for a while. I mean, if we've had
Okay.
an outfit out there for at least 24 hours, I'm not sure that we're in any danger. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll just keep ourselves informed as we go along and try to do better. So we're rounding up. We're getting to the top of the hour, and I'd like
Mm,
there
mm,
are two questions I'd like to ask people normally.
yeah.
What are the values of your brand? That's
Oh,
one.
okay. Um, I would say always good quality, always good service, always good quality. It's for us, it's quality and service.
Okay.
That's just what I offer. That's just what I offer. Quality and service. That's just what I
Okay.
offer. And I guess when I mean service, it would be personalized, that one-on-one, interaction that we give to each customer. I had a customer who'd come here for like maybe a couple of years now, but I and I was and I kept wondering, who is this person that I never met, you know? And I looked at our books and I'd seen that she'd done quite a reasonable amount, in terms of transactions with us. Then I was like, how come I don't know her, you know? And then finally last week, I got a chance. I was sitting in here and in she comes, I see a strange face.
I think you're frozen.
Oh, wow. I've been looking
Okay.
forward to meet you, you know. And then we sit down and for 1 hour or more, we're talking.
Okay.
We're talking. And then eventually, when she left, I walked with her to her car and she was laughing. Her driver was laughing.
Why?
And I looked, I was like, what's going on? Why are you laughing? And she said, because when he dropped her off, she said, oh, I'll just be in here for 2 minutes.
Ah, okay.
And this is like an hour or 30 minutes later,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
EJ,
But you know,
you have a way of seducing people. I know how you seduce my sister with puff puff. Eh?
no, 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 no.
I just say it's
This was
coming. The
not.
puff
This
puff is
was not.
coming.
This was not seduction. This was not seduction. No, but it's good. At least I give you puff puff. I give you meat. I give you some drink.
Yes,
There's some shops
yes.
you go, you spend all your money, and they're rude to you on top of
And they
it.
don't even say
You know,
thank you.
and they don't even say thank you. You know, so but the beautiful thing about this interaction is I now know exactly to buy, you know, because I
Okay,
brought out more stuff to see. But the good thing is that going forward, I now understand this person, you know, I now know that, oh, this is what she likes, this is her frame, you know, this is what would work, you know. So
okay,
when I
okay. I don't know if you can still hear me.
okay,
You see,
okay, okay.
okay, it's freezing up, and I like to take it like the elements are
Mm.
telling us time to round up. And I'd like to. This has been the most seamless flow I've had so far. So
Thank you,
thank
Isobe.
you, thank
Thank you,
you. You
Isobe.
know, I,
She says, by the way, looking good, ladies, very stylish. Thank you. Thank
thank you, so
you.
baby, thank
Thank
you.
you.
We are trying
Thank
to be like
you.
our baby sister. You know, you're our
Okay.
baby last. There's a question from Ochuke, which I think you should look
Someone is
at.
asking
Yeah,
that do
if
you
you
think
could
it may be time to identify and partner with local and indigenous brands that are still able to provide the same value but with oh yes. Oh yes.
okay,
It's something that I see as very possible. I see as very possible. On a personal level, I patronize a lot of local, you know, brands who do very, very, very good, you know, in terms of who are, you know, in terms of craftsmanship, in terms of finishing, in terms of
yes,
design, you know. I wear a lot of Ankaras. I do a lot of,
yes,
you know, traditional clothes. So on a personal level, yes. But we will need to work out, you know, how to now,
the modalities, yeah,
you know, and turn that into a business, you know, transaction where we're able to perhaps stock, you know, their clothes and, you know, yes. So it's something I'm not adverse to it at all. I'm not adverse to it
okay.
at all. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's one path that will go in the future. And I'd just like your last words. The last words.
Mm.
You've been a branding person. You're now actually now using your branding knowledge on people. You've been a social engineer. You've worked in the corporate sector. What are your last
Mm.
words for somebody living in Port Harcourt? And you know, we tend to want to blow. We tend to want to
Mm.
blow instead of grow. You know, in Port
Yeah.
Harcourt, you
Yeah.
know. Yes,
Mm.
you know.
It
So,
would
what would your
be
last
it would
words
be to
be?
say it would be to say work hard to develop yourself.
Put in the
Um,
work, right?
find find opportunities to develop yourself. Those opportunities may
Okay.
not necessarily be in Port Harcourt. I know that I left Port Harcourt very early. I went to Lagos. I left Lagos and then came back to Port Harcourt and I went and worked in the north for another 4.5 years. And I know that all of these experiences have, you know, all of the knowledge, experiences, everything I've learned, I've been able to, that's what gives me the confidence to be able to say, hey, I want to run my own business. You know, that's what all of the skills, all of how to manage, you know, everything, everything, even sitting down to an interview like this, being able to, manage staff, being able to um, manage your books, look at your figures, see what it's like, all of that experience has to come from somewhere. All of that learning has to come from somewhere. And if you're able to do that, it prepares
So
you
submit
better.
yourself to the process.
Yes.
Submit yourself to the
Yes.
process. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. Uche is knocking himself
Okay.
out over to blow instead of to grow. Uche,
She
it's
wants to
true.
blow instead of to
It's
grow.
true. It's true. People just say, when did you hit it? When did you hammer? I really like, hammer what? Really. We are
Mm-hmm.
grinding this
Mm-hmm.
thing. See all the things. She's my
Mm-hmm.
friend. See all the she gave me her bio, you gave me your bio, Uche, and you're my friend. I have to sit down and write these things. You see is working with me, this person is working with me. It takes a whole village to put this thing together. And we are sitting
Yes.
down here chatting like you're just fine girls, and we woke up this way. Anyway, I woke up this way, Sha. Friend of mine, thank you very much.
Yes.
That's our name. That's our
You're
name
welcome,
between the two of
Julia.
us. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Yeah, friend
everybody
of
who's
mine.
come faithfully every Thursday, thank you very much. Thank you so much. We really do
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
to
Thank you
listen
for
to me and
coming.
my
Thank you
friend
for
talk.
tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Patronize her,
Thank you.
Fushia Clothing. She's on Instagram. Just type Fushia. Type it the right way because I typed it the wrong way and it won't come on. And she had to correct my spelling.
Fuchsia.
Okay. Fuchsia
Fuchsia
underscore
You'll
Clothians.
find us.
Yes.
Clothiers.
Tony,
You'll
thank you
find
for staying
us.
with the
You'll see our
end.
green
Thank you.
shopping bag.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Thank you,
staying
my
to the end.
Oga.
Thank you,
Thank
everybody,
you.
for staying to the end. I appreciate everybody with all my heart. Just a quick update that Unplugged is going to swerve a little bit in the next 2 weeks, right? In the next 2 weeks. But we'll keep you posted and we'll keep it exciting, trust me. And some of our other guests, former guests, are going to come back. I'm going to beg you, Uche, please, I'm begging you. So thank you very much. Thank you, Uche. That's so sweet.
Thank
Unplugged is
you
becoming
too.
my
Thank
weekly
you,
plug. Oh,
Zenzi.
thank
Thank
you, thank
you.
you, thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you,
Jerry.
Zenzi. Thank you, Jerry. Thank
Mwah.
you,
Thank
Izobe.
you.
Thank you for everybody who joined for the first time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you. And
Thank you.
before the network pops us up, Sister Zens, thank you. I love you. All the way from London. Ochuke, all the way from London. Thank you so much. Dami, I
Thank
love you
you.
too. Thank you. Thank you. Jerry, you know, the leggings matter, you know. You know. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Really, really appreciate you. And without you, truly, like without you, there'll be no me. There'll be no us. Thank you so much. And friend of mine, I love you. Thank you.
Bye. Love you too, Julia. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.